Need a remote control.
Oh, I've got to hit this one too, don't I? 1, 2, 3. Just got to wait for that. Hold on. Off to go.
Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here at the Morganti Mansion. I was due here at 1 o'clock, and I apologise for those who have been clicking in to find me, but when Pete told me the address, I didn't realise which wing it was, and I had to walk 2 k's to get from one end of his mansion to the other.
Tell the truth, you just got lost in Bunnings.
What a big flash house he lives in, eh? If we could skew this around.
If I could just pan it around to the kitchen.
Beck's over there, mate. She's got a big knife in her hand, so we have to be very careful what we say.
I don't think I'll pan it around to the kitchen.
But yes, Pete, I had the pleasurable experiencing of running a few errands for Liz, and started at Bunnings, and they didn't have what I wanted, so I went to 7 other shops, and they sent me back to Bunnings, and I got what I wanted.
You found it?
2 hours later.
Unreal.
Exciting.
Well, we mentioned it, Liz. We might as well hit bang straight off the top.
Where do you reckon Liz is right now?
Stepping out some miles.
She'd be walking.
For the ones that don't know, Liz is partaking in September.
So what's that mean?
There's 30 days in September.
Very good. You passed question 1, right?
And they give you 2 days grace. But the other 28, you've got to have at least stepped out 10,000 steps per day.
Yes, I think she asked you and you declined.
I went in it last year and stepped out for 3 days and hit the interchange bench, so I never got asked this year.
No, you were sacked. So she's out walking 10,000 steps a day. So she's been walking around the farm, been walking around the roads. The only thing I'd say is if they could make it 30,000, she'd be going longer.
You wouldn't get fed.
She'd be going longer. I don't need feeding.
Now that Liz is going to hear this, you won't get fed, I don't reckon either.
No, it's been quite good actually.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed sitting on the couch on my own.
I think it's a fair 10,000's a bit over.
About 6 k's, I think.
Yeah, it's a little bit over the normal average for someone just wandering around doing stuff.
That's all I hear about.
It is for me anyway.
That's all I hear about. Well, I've only done 8.5. I've got to go for. I've done 9. I've just done 10,000.
Because it's for a great cause, obviously cerebral palsy kids, and you get a little clickometer thing, don't you? Which yeah, you do. And you carry it around with you, and it records your steps. So,
really?
And it's bad because I remember last year I kept looking at it thinking I've only got 9,500 to go today. And it's still dark.
I'll tell you how many steps I did in Bunnings today.
You would have clocked it.
I know. If anyone wants to know where anything in Bunnings is, just ring me, because I'll tell you. I've been up and down every aisle.
Aisle 10.
Here we go, Pete. Waiting. Here we go.
5,200.
5,200.
5,000.
That's just in Bunnings.
Ah, dear. We've got 2 people tuned in.
Yeah, well, they got nothing better to do with their time, have they?
Daniel Guthrie again. No winners this week, Daniel.
No.
And Collingwood won, though. He's probably here to hang shit on you.
Well, they can't win this weekend.
No, they're having a rest. Liz will be up watching the TV.
Actually, I must say about Collingwood, I've got an interesting stat, Pete.
Yeah.
They can't win the flag.
Right.
Ask me why.
Why?
Because in the last 50 years, only one coach with a beard has won a grand final, and that was Robert Walls.
Carlton at 87.
No one's won one since.
Right,
all before.
So Buckley's
50 years. He's got Buckley's and none.
He's got to have a shave.
No, leave the beard on. Leave the
beard on. I hope he doesn't watch this because he'll be straight out.
They got no chance.
Get the Gillette out.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It's an interesting stat. I've done my research in preparation for ATB-TV.
You have, see, it's funny, one of the West Coast players, Cobalt reading.
Funny? Do you find that funny?
I reckon it's funny what he did.
What did he do? Oh, yes, he panicked.
He had a SADA on him and he was, because with the SADA they're pretty, like they'll strip you, it's basically they're naked doing the sample. But
you sound like a voice of experience.
No, Jimmy Bartell was explaining, and apparently he was trying to put some Gatorade or something in the sample while he was doing it. Yeah, well, so he basically hasn't.
You've been known to do that at a breathalyzer stop. So he basically middies in the mouth.
He hasn't tested positive for it. I think it's the mucking around with So they made him do another sample. And
so he hasn't tested positive.
No, that it could be clear, but
maybe he just got nervous and he just spilled it.
Well.
Maybe he shook the wrong bottle.
If it was an illicit drug, all you get is a slap on the wrist. And I don't know if he realised that. So now he might get four years for tampering with it.
Pretty intimidating, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
You ever been in that position?
No, no testing for me.
Well, let's go back to our runners for last week.
I'll buy him a razor. Daniel Guthrie's onto it.
I'll need something.
Need more than that, Dan. Yeah, we've only got about 4 or 5 to talk about.
Righto.
And then 4 to try and assess how they'll go afterwards. So we'll go back to last Saturday. We had a long trip to Morphettville for Connery.
Glad I didn't go.
He ran 5th.
How many were in the race?
5.
Yeah.
Do you know what they paid to? 4.
Is that right?
They only paid a 4th over there.
No. Should have wrote it out harder.
Said the builder
He
Archie.
dropped his hands.
Said the builder Archie.
Well, look.
He's had enough.
He's gone to the paddock.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. It was a poor decision. Well, it's a leader's track.
Well, in
It's a leader's
hindsight.
track.
Yeah, look, he
The horse had enough. When did he go into work? Back in January?
Yeah, well, easily.
Yeah, he just had one run too many. Obviously, look, when I put the horse on the truck, he looked outstanding. Like, his coat was shiny. He looked like he could race next week. But obviously, he's had
just
enough.
had enough,
So
yeah.
he's out in the paddock.
Well, we did have
spent a couple of nights in the frost. He'd be wishing he tried harder.
He did have the prep, and then we broke the prep by sending him to the water walker. So it's look, he's done a good job.
It's September, mate. 9 months. You could have made a baby in that time. Well, you probably did. Anything I should know about?
No, that's it.
Anything Beck should know about?
Yeah, probably more the point.
I like it when we've got a live audience.
Yeah. Anyway,
Of one.
and we're hanging him on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, he won at May. Big win. At May.
No, he's
He
out.
won.
How much did he win this prep?
Oh, gee, I don't
Because
know.
I know you're fully researched. You'd have all the stats.
No, I haven't got my laptop.
Got nothing,
yet.
have you?
He'd be 50 grand on. I
Okay.
reckon he paid his way.
Paid for the year.
C. Williams at Sandown got one right for us when he won there after he won at Waterville, and
That was his highlight of the year, wins.
that was to get his premiership. He gets all these premierships, but he doesn't win the scabies.
How's that work?
Well, they vote 3-2-1. The stewards.
Stewards.
It's the stewards. No, D. Oliver and stewards.
Don't think we would have got many votes, Pete.
No, or our jockeys. Or our jockeys. No. Anyway,
All right, so that was Connor. He's
Yeah.
going to the paddock. He'll be out until the end of the year.
Yeah,
We
well,
won't
truly.
see him until next year. So he's done a great job, and we'll get him back. What's that say? Connery has certainly done his job.
Yep.
Yes?
Re-
Who was that from?
Fiona Wilson.
Ah, she's enjoying a Friday afternoon,
Yep.
isn't she? Huh?
Yep.
How do you get a job like that?
Can get 2.5 in that Zebedee too, Fiona.
Come on, Fiona. Righto, where do we go now? You went to Casterton.
The road trip to Casterton for Periscope.
How long did that take you?
It's about 2.5. But
Is that all?
I just meandered 2 3/4.
What does that mean, meandered? Does that mean you sit on 100 or you sit on 90?
Instead of 130, I was only doing 120.
You know, we got officers as
Have we?
owners.
Oh, we do. Actually have a couple of, one in money bags.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
it?
there might be one in the feds.
Yeah. Anyway, I meandered doing about 90.
It was pretty wet down there.
Yeah, drove there. I think, it's all right. But
Looked good because he doesn't handle the heavy, this horse, and it was all looking good on the soft 6 dead 5.
get to the gate. It's a bit of rain. He goes, yeah, we had 10 mils from 9 to 11. I thought, what?
Heavy 8.
So I waited for the first race before I did the pre-race, just to have a talk to Dean. And of course, I'm talking to him and I'm looking at him, he's splattered in mud. Anyway, look, with that taken,
Now,
and riding him probably a little bit upside down,
a few owners lost some money.
I didn't tell him to back him.
Not necessarily Periscope's owners, but a few ATB clients.
Oh, right.
Noticed the plunge from 11s into 320.
Not me.
And they all jumped on.
After that,
A couple of them, I said, one rang me today and he said, have you sacked that Periscope? I said, no, why? He was only having a warm,
Yeah.
like he was trying, but
Yeah.
he was not ready. And they said, his 11's into 3 out of 100 on it. And I said, well, if you had told me, I would have said, wait till next start.
they'll give it to me.
Oh,
give me the money.
Give me 200.
Yeah, and look,
Where did that money come from?
I know the caller, who was David Noonan's young bloke calling, spruiked out in the pre-race of all the races that he had formed behind Vow and Declare, but that was on the day. So I don't know whether he was already short that morning, so I don't know whether...
He's a horse that ran last at Echuca, a stayer,
6
that missed a bit of work because he pulled up no good, got him right. He goes to Casterton,
ballot it out, didn't get a run. Yeah.
has missed a few gallops, needs further, the rail's off,
Yep.
he doesn't handle the heavy, Yep, I can see why he went from 11s to 320.
I must admit...
I texted you and said, what's going on here?
Yeah, I know.
Paul told me he'd be better for the run.
Yeah, and he said it on
And
the
he had
day.
a real big blow, didn't he?
On the day, Paul...
He ran super, by the way, for the owners of the horse.
Yeah.
He ran super. Like, for a horse that was coming off that issue and all the things that happened and then the track, like, to run equal third on probably the worst going was an outstanding run. So now I'm thinking when we get to his next start, when he is ready to win, you get your 240.
Top of the ground.
240.
Yeah, 240. Yeah, not a place to win. No, Paul said he reckons the last 75 will find him out. And look, that's basically what it was. Yep. And he'll be heaps better. He was nearly going to back him up, but he wasn't happy to send him to the races.
Well, he shouldn't be either.
No, he said, I'll just wait.
He's got to look after this horse.
There's a 22 and a 2400, I think Mildura Monday week, and then Bendigo after that. And he must have had a real good look at the calendar. He's even found races outside the maidens. So, anyway, he was a lot better. I think owners...
He's got him on track.
Yeah. Sunday, same day, Tolpa was at Daniel Bowman's up.
So, where?
Daniel Bowman.
Is he a trainer?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. We got horses with him?
Oh, a couple. Tolpa.
Yep.
Sale.
Yeah. Look.
Nah, didn't go there too far.
No one went.
4 hours.
I think I missed the race actually. And,
no, I saw the race.
Too far.
Rode that? Bo Mertens.
Yeah, long. Bad barrier again.
What a terrible ride.
About fitness run, Darren. You can't can him too much.
He took off at the 600. 10 wide.
Well, he wanted to get it fit.
Well, it was flying around the back and around the corner, and when it got in the straight, well, the poor thing needed to tag out.
Anyway.
Gave it a gutbuster.
It's had 2.
Gave it a gutbuster.
Could possibly run at sale next week.
Did you bother to look at the replay?
I did, yeah.
And do you agree it gave it a gutbuster second up?
Probably.
Shouldn't he have waited to the corner and then just ran home nice for fifth?
Poked through him. Yeah, probably would have been a better idea.
So you agree that he gave it a gutbuster?
You probably was a bit eager. Anyway.
Anyway, that went straight back to the stables.
1400 a mile. I may leave.
Third up, she's ready.
Yeah. But anyway, she just needs to draw a gate to help her.
No, you can't ride him like that.
The other one went well.
Couldn't care what it was.
Roderer. He needed 1400.
He needed to be a Casterton. Right? So he put him in at 1200 at sale because there was rain forecast. The rain doesn't come because 1200 wet's like 14. He needs 14. There's no 14 race. So we go to sale 1200 expecting rain. Get the extra ground. He loves the wet. They could see the black clouds on the hill.
It didn't quite get
but
there.
It didn't get there. So he flies home late.
Yeah.
Just with a big red flashing light on his head, say, get me 1400 and I just smash him.
Yeah, 1400 big track.
Did you watch the replay?
I seen that live.
And did you agree with my assessment?
I was actually 250. I was waiting for him to explode, but the edge is just off him now. And he's just looking for the 14. But yeah, no, I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Insightful.
I agree with that.
That was insightful.
I agree with that. Who rode him? Benny Allen.
Yeah, he's had 2 rides on him now.
Yeah, to win either side of it. So he'd be keen to keep on.
It's pretty tough when the bloke that rides him doesn't get looking.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, Robbo.
Was that your doing?
No, I think he was. I don't know. He doesn't go to sale anyway, does he, Robbo?
Wouldn't know where Sale was, would he?
No, I think they had something on the night before. They all got pretty smashed up, didn't they?
I don't know. You're telling the story.
The
I wouldn't
racing awards. I did see social media. David Baker, none of my money. He got plenty of it, hasn't he, Bakes?
Doesn't part with it. Hasn't bought a share for a while. He's hanging on to it. Don't know what he's waiting for.
Hanging on. And then we come to yesterday where we had ransom money after a sizable gap between runs, about 6 weeks. He stood on a nail going back about 3 weeks ago, which was the reason why.
Cost us $5,000 in training fees. Because Mitch left nails laying around.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? How do they stand on a nail, Pete?
Well, he flipped.
It's not like the nails are laying in the box, is it?
No, he's actually sprung his shoe, and obviously the nails in the shoe is actually
bang
pinned him. Yeah,
that'd hurt, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? You'd kick your feet off. Kick your shoes off quick, wouldn't you? Anyway, look, he ran well. He's only beaten 2.8. He got shuffled out of the race at the 600. Typical of that bloody Mornington track, which we hate. He had the favourite just outside him. They looked like they were both going to go together. Something comes back in our lap, favourite goes around, it wins the race pretty easy, and we get shuffled back.
And
we're only 2.5 lengths from the...
Made up good ground straight up that big hill.
Well,
he would have had a blow after that, I would have thought.
Yeah, and Mitch, we never heard Jared's, but Jared spoke to Mitch and he rang on the way home and said that he actually ran through the line, but he actually picked up Grant quick and then was just flat and late. Yep. So that's 6 weeks. And
so we look for a race in a fortnight?
Yeah, he had to carry 60.5. He'd probably give the winner 4.5, 5 lengths at one stage. He's got beaten 2.8. So he's ran well, but just never had a winning chance.
I know he's a mate of yours, Fry, but what score out of 10 did you give him for that ride?
Oh, he was victim of circumstance. He got...
Just a number between 0 and 10. Cut all the crap, just give us a number.
2 parts of the race.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 2. I thought that's a bit harsh.
8 out of 10 for positioning early. 9 out of 10 for luck, and then probably about a 6.
About a 6. Just
about a 6.
I reckon you go to Noah.
Go
to Noah. 60.
Well, 6 out of 10 is not going to win you many races.
I reckon a lot of these blokes ride too negative.
Yeah, well...
They don't ride positive enough.
When he was inside horses, he was always going to be dictated to. Hardest part.
Yeah, well, when you're outside, you can't win. When you're inside, you get dictated to. It's a mugs game. What are we doing it for?
I reckon, you know what?
What are we doing it for?
Do you know, I've got a theory. We shouldn't give the jockeys any instructions. Any.
Right.
Because you give them instructions, and they all got a reason why they couldn't. Like, they try to ride to the letter of the law.
I like when you say to them, just be in the first 4, and then they back the fence.
Simple also. Yeah. Just keep it simple. They muck up. Then when they come back and they've ridden and it hasn't won, you can go, well, I wouldn't have rode it that way. And they've got nothing to say.
He's been on that horse before.
Yeah, I don't think he won on it though, did he?
I don't know, you'd have to look it up.
Anyway, what do you reckon, Daniel?
What would he do?
Hey, what would Bowman do?
He'd have it outside the leader.
Yeah, he'd be good to your mother.
Yep.
Straight up, just out there, take all the bad luck out of the equation.
Do you reckon his mother used to say that to him?
I reckon.
I'd like to meet Mrs. Bowman one day and find out.
Mrs. Bowman, Mrs.
Like Daniel's mother?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of her name. Lisa. Yes.
All right. So where do we go now, Pete? Tonight?
Yes, we got a bit of international flavour, Darren, running around.
What time are we waking up? Midnight, is it?
No, I probably won't go to bed. It's not long after the footy. We've got Melburnian. I think it was about 12:40 a.m. So just into tomorrow morning.
Right.
At List Howell in Ireland. 2,400 metre, 3-year-old and upwards.
I was pleased there wasn't 35 runners.
Oh. I don't know what I was thinking.
But you're right. When I looked yesterday, there was 35
and
entries.
it was only 36 hours from the race. So what's going on here? Anyway, it ended up being a field of 15, and we're 10-1. Ridden by Sean Heffernan. That's an Irish name.
I think he rode it last time.
Did he? Yeah.
And I think, like 10-1, the favourite's $5 or $6.
Yeah, it's an open race.
Joseph Oak.
Going to ride a little bit quieter. They've been a little bit anxious with
it. The ride last start left a bit to be desired.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a call from Tony Martin at 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m?
His
time.
He'd be trying to sell me something.
4 a.m. his time? Was he on the grog, was he?
I don't know. Tony Martin said that. Takes me a while to listen to him.
Anyway, look, she, each way chance, got to be.
Definitely.
Yep. Tomorrow, Darren, you can head to Flemington, or you are heading to Flemington.
You're having the weekend off by the look of it.
No, I'm coming out the farm Sunday.
Oh, yes, we're going to talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
Fact or Fable and Mr. Moneybags, both from the Griffith stable. One's 100 to 1, one's 20s.
2,000 to 1 the double.
Yeah, there you go. Put $1 on it. Fact or Fable, second up.
Now, you're quite vocal in saying you couldn't understand why we put it in this race. It's got no hope. Coming off a last at Bendigo into a listed at Flemington in the Carnival. What the hell are they doing?
5th at Bendigo.
Yeah.
5th to 5.
What are we doing, Pete? Why are we there?
Fitness run, Darren.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
No, I haven't. No one can speak to Griffo at the moment. He's in the isolated room. Yeah.
Padded, I hope.
Padded room. Look, she's a handy little filly. She's not up to this.
Well, not over 1,100.
No, and I think the jockey did say that she just needed further in trip.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the pre-race saying that we need to go here or drop back to 1,000.
Anyway, we won't be back in it.
I straightened that out.
I just hope she runs well.
Look, 1,000 at Flemington's pretty much like, 1,100 at Flemington's pretty much like 1,200 anywhere else. But she'd want to be. She was an expensive filly, Pete. Cost $250,000. Robbie bought her. So she want to be doing something here. She want to be giving us some hope that she's going to be up for the spring, you know?
Yeah. I would have been in the country putting a 64 in her, and anyway, that's me.
She should have been a Bendigo beat.
And the money bags. He was terrific at
This is his
Caulfield.
race, isn't it? The Sofitel. This is what he's been aimed for.
Yeah.
This is one of his target meet.
Yep.
Third up, fourth up.
If you count the trial run first up.
Yeah, you got to count that.
So he's had 3.
So he's fourth up.
Yep.
Flemington.
It was terrific at Caulfield, his last 200 especially. Broke the clock, second or best 200 on the clock. He's got 4 good ticks. Flemington, loves the track.
Loves Flemington.
Good track. Like
Top of the ground.
Yep. Barrier 2.
Good gate.
Benny Allen, good jockey.
Goes all right.
Goes all right. There was one more. No, that was it.
1400.
Oh, the 1400.
Suits.
Yep.
Now what happens to Flemington? 1400, if you draw it wide, you can't win.
No, and
so it
he's
does favour the inside
drawn
half.
2. Should be in the first 6.
Now we're going to have a nice day weather-wise. Track's going to be
Oh, that
firm.
was the other one, Barry. Yeah. Yep.
So he's got ticks a lot of boxes, Pete.
He's 20 to 1.
He's overs.
Couple of the form analysts
Yep.
have suggested that he is over the odds.
Yep.
And he is. I reckon the $6 a place is the way to go with him.
Right.
It's not saying he can't win, but he'd be the sort of...
He's in race 4, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's a listed race. I'm just going to have a look and see who the favourite is.
There's 2 or 3 in there. Vacillator was...
So Rocks the Castle
Yep.
is $3.20. That's pretty short.
What are we there at the moment?
We are $15.
So he's come in from 20s and 5s.
He's only $4.20 the place now.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of money for
So
him.
he's probably a what? Top 4 show?
He's a top 5 show that can place.
Geez, a few stayers resuming. There's a few horses in this account.
Because Bo Mertens is not riding because of the alignment with Mick Kent and that.
So he rides that other horse.
The horse, it's first up.
John McNeil's lost interest.
He was riding the thing he's been riding for the last 3 starts of.
As long as we beat them home.
Yeah. That keeps them out of the saddle again. Vacillator's the one for me. Second to the Autumn Sun in the Group 1 Caulfield Guineas. That's good form.
That's very good form.
Beat 4 or 5, but I mean, and it's only 2 wins are at Flemington. That thing at Hayes, Longleaf, it's a nice horse.
We only got beat 5.5 by Mystic Journey last year.
Earlier
this year.
That's right, in March.
So don't talk it down.
No.
Krause's been telling me you're a bit hard on Moneybags.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, he said that.
They all are.
He reckons you're a bit hard on him.
Well,
he's a good horse. He's won nearly $500,000.
Yeah, and every time I've knocked him, he hasn't won.
Why don't you like him?
No, I like him. I reckon every time I thought he'd win, he's won. And when he hasn't,
so what are you thinking?
Probably can't win, but he's a top 3 chance.
Can't win.
No,
so he's not a top 3 chance. He's a second, third, or fourth.
No,
chance.
as I said before, he's a top 5 chance that can place.
But he can't win.
And it's a surprise if he won.
So he's not a top 5 chance.
Well, he is. You got four other options in the top 5. I hope he wins. But I mean, I do it from a form point of view.
Are you a form analyst?
And I reckon there's about
Are you an analyst?
4 chances ahead of him.
Right. Who are they?
There's set of Longleaf.
Longleaf.
Thing of Kent's.
Thing of Kent's.
Vacillator, or whatever it's called.
Because you can't remember.
And Roxa Castle, who
Castle,
form around the thing that beat us last start.
Right. So. What's Kent's?
Vacillator.
So Vacillator, that's the littlest horse. You like it?
Yep. Longleaf, $8.50. Hazes.
Yep.
Go down to where you Roxa Castle.
Yep.
And the thing of
Tarwin.
There'll be 4. And I'm left out a couple there too. So.
Yeah. Well, Tarwin's won 3 out of 4.
Yeah. First up though. 140 days.
Has it won first up before?
Mick Kent first up.
Of course, it's won first up before.
No worries about Mick Kent first up.
Do you like Mick Kent?
Like the way he gets them ready first up. We got Dan on now.
Who's Dan?
Dan in Moneybags. Rosenvig.
You've just missed him bagging out Moneybags. Why he can't win. Harsh.
I spoke to Dan on the phone and I actually told him he can win.
You're all over the place. All right, so Moneybags, what do I think? I think this is the race he's been set for. I think he goes there hard and fit. I thought his coat looked outstanding at Caulfield the other day and he ran to that looks. It was wide, he put his foot in a hole, it looked like on the corner, and changed stride, but he's ran the fastest last 200 of the day. Tells me he's on track, loves Flemington. If he gets the right run, he can win.
There you go. There you go. Bang. That's what they want to hear.
Can win.
Can win. Whether he can or not.
Whether he does or not.
Whether he does or not. So there you go.
Right, now,
Sunday night.
Well, let's talk about Sunday.
Righto, Sunday, during the day out at Manning Tree Park.
You're coming with your little camera.
I'm going to bring the camera out.
We've got the Breeders' Day for the foal owners, so just to let you know, we've had 9 foals so far. And I think Tom said we got 16 to go. And by looking at Tom's eyes, I reckon he's over it already.
Oh, we're going to cut the tricks into him Sunday.
Yeah, but
It'll be just our luck to be a foal board during the day.
No, I doubt it.
They had a couple this year, haven't
we have had 2 or 3 so far, but I think the forecast is good, and then rain late.
Oh, good, get it out of the road early.
So I'll have to get out there and look at those foals before they eat too many sausages and drink too many cans of beer.
No, it'll be a good day.
So we're doing that Saturday.
We'll get a few photos of the owners with their foals.
Yep, so we'll get some foal photos up.
Yep.
And then Sunday night.
You'll have too many to drink and you'll fall asleep by
Well, I'm actually
12.
double O, Pete.
You got truck driving to do.
I cannot be drinking.
Oh, you can't either.
Because if something goes wrong and I've got to take my mare to the surgery with a foal.
That was a better assessment than Jane Ivels, yours. Come from Rebecca Deacon. Come from the kitchen.
Never heard of her.
Jane Awful. No, we love Jane.
She's having a baby.
Is she?
She's pregnant.
Oh, right, there you go. It's a springtime.
So there you go, eh?
Jane's good. She's a fan of ours too.
I like Jane and like Richo. As for the rest, please.
Throw a bit of hat and draw. No, there's a couple there, all right.
Yeah,
Big James is all right. Benny Ascari.
Yeah, but I reckon there's a spot there for you.
Jesus.
Hey, you got a good head for TV.
Well, they got a radio spot, have they?
You got a good head for TV. I reckon there's a spot there for you.
All right, I might be able to take over Jane's job when she's having a baby.
Yeah, I reckon you're a chance.
Righto, Southern France. But we're not going to be in Southern France. We're going to be in North Ireland, aren't we? With Southern France. The Curragh.
The St Leger, Group 1. Southern France. Our latest addition to the stable with Karen Marr. Running in the St Leger, Group 1 still under the training of Aidan O'Brien. Interesting little formula this, isn't it?
It's a bit different.
Bit different?
Bit different.
I'm really disappointed, Pete.
Why is that?
We've lost our one and only audience.
Oh, she went out the door.
She's gone for a smoke.
She hasn't clocked off though. Karen Dunstan.
She's gone for a smoke?
Yeah.
Our audience is gone. There'll be no clapping in the background.
Can't smell any scones or anything going on. There's a cake over there.
I reckon that stove's been turned on. How long have you been here?
Yeah, no, don't know how to operate it yet. The cook, that
She's going to give us the bird in a minute. Righto, so Southern France lines up for us. Our first start in the St Leger, Group 1, at the Curragh. Not sure who's going to ride it yet, but the deal was done with Karen Marr and David Eustace, and we've managed to get a little bit in there. And looking forward to him running in the St Leger Sunday night, and then whatever happens, he'll be on the plane coming from the Melbourne Cup.
We want it all to go right Sunday. So
5-1 third favourite.
Yeah, now I'm thinking. When I sent out the link last night, there was a few owners come back and said, "Oh, he's $9 and $10 and $11 in Australia." That link, they were only the nominations in that field. That's why we're fives.
That's not the final field.
So anyone that's taken the odds now, you're going to get severe unders because it's not the full field. It might only be a field of 6.
Well, the final field will come out tonight. There's a few little things that have to happen yet, because some of those horses are going to the English St Leger, which is run Saturday night.
Yep.
And some of them actually are not running at all, I believe. They've had to go into quarantine yesterday to get on the first shipment.
Yeah.
Because I advised they weren't going to make the second shipment.
The nominations...
It's a very complex little week, Pete.
Nominations are 15. They've got 5 Aidan O'Briens, 4 of his son Joseph's, and 2 are Charlie Appleby. So, I mean, it could quite easily be cut back to a field of 6.
I think they'll end up with 10.
There's a good point made here. Murray Harris is at 26 in cup betting.
Yeah, he's $26.
If he comes out and wins tomorrow night, that might change.
He'll be $10 favourite.
So that might be the bet.
That'd be even Sunday night.
What did I say?
Well, Monday morning.
Monday morning.
I think it's 10
past 1 Monday morning or something like that. Yeah.
So yes, if you want to have something on Southern France, now's the time to do so. Look, I think if he runs top 3 there, he's running against Cross Counter, who's second favourite for the Melbourne Cup. So if he happens to beat Cross Counter or Kew Gardens, he's going to come up. He's going to rocket up the order.
Yeah.
and those odds will be gone.
Yep, no, exactly.
Very happy with him over there. Karen Maher's over there as we speak with Aidan O'Brien overseeing the run.
Yep.
And a couple of the owners are getting on a plane at 10 o'clock tonight to land
Basically.
Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
And then
straight to the track almost.
I think 3 hours after the race, they got it back on a plane.
That's a rush trip, isn't it, around the world?
That's fleeting.
Dunston's asked about the jockey, but look, it all goes to plan.
Oh yeah, we do plan to have a jockey.
Yeah, it could be Ryan Moore.
Well, it's up. No, that decision will be made over there between Karen and Aidan.
Aidan O'Brien's got 5 nominations.
Yeah, well, we're not sure who's going where, so
we'll end up with someone that can hang on.
When will we know? Tonight, won't we?
I'd say the fields took them.
Probably 8 o'clock tonight.
I was going to say that'd be 11 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah, we'll know about 8 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
Who's on the horse? So just stay tuned on. Probably the best app to have a look at is Racing Post UK.
Yeah.
That's when the field will come up, and it'll have the barrier and the rider. It's a different process. Like we weren't noms, but because we won the trial, you're straight in.
Straight in. Yeah.
And then they seem to go through a number of processes.
And you can see
there was 55, and then there was 30. And
well,
then
you can see
15.
the horse is dropping off. You can go back on in 2 hours' time. It's back to 12, and it's got so and so still waiting. And
exactly. So anyway, so good luck to everyone who's involved in Southern France. It's going to be an exciting 3 months.
It is a big. Well, we're 7 weeks next Tuesday from the Cup.
Right.
It's all closing in, which means we're 8 weeks from our Christmas party.
Gee, some of these horses been...
No, 9 weeks from our Christmas party.
And the order of the Cup's out now and all the weights.
Yeah, so
Yogi, where's Yogi?
66, I think it was.
66?
But it's equal with a lot, sort of, around that range.
So he's in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks Saturday in Colin Stevens, Group 3,
Group 3. So that's a qualifying race. That'll push him up the order if he won that.
If he can win that and get 2 or 3 points, I'll tell you what, he'll be a huge chance of getting a run. Just looking at the attrition rate. And, Yeah, we'll know more. Because he'd be an 108 rider and 106 rider. And not too many 106 riders miss out.
No. Well, they didn't last year, did they? Because we got him with a 105. So if he happened to win that, you're right. He might be not far away.
Not far away, no. Which would be great for all the Yogi owners. Yes. I'm just looking at a couple of names here. La Pietra that ran in the last edition. She's going to run the end of next week.
Yes, we're only going to have the 4 runners this week.
Yep.
And then during the week, I'm not really sure, Pete. You're saying basically nothing till later next week?
No.
La Pietra maybe Thursday, Friday?
That's all I know.
And that's it?
Collectible grand final day. She's back from a little, brief let-up down at the beach. The Jackalbury Emma Savannah with Mars. Trials next Thursday at Ararat.
Gee, that's come around quick, hasn't it?
For the ones that jumped in quickly there, it was only 4 weeks ago we're trying to sell it.
Yeah, well, Mars only rang us about that horse 4 weeks ago and said, do you guys want to jump in? And we said, yeah, sure. Love a nice Jackalbury, and we haven't been able to really find one that looked like him. There's been a few bought, but not to my eye. But that one, I was pretty happy to get involved. So
hence the
a few
trials.
guys jumped in, so we'll see what happens in a month.
And there's sort of plans to push into the spring if he can handle or stay together, I suppose. He's 3-year-old gelding.
Yep, they got big plans for him.
They're talking them, so.
All right. You got anything else?
No, just a few. Like we've got 5 at the pre-trainers with Christina and Irishman, and Let's Have a Crack. They'll be back with their respective stables next week. Miniatory and Angel Lass will go into the pre-training system. I think Whitemore and Tycoon Griffo, they're another couple of weeks away from heading to their trainers. So that's sort of the ones that are in between spelling and heading to their trainers. And there's a few others in the paddock, like Serious Suspect and that are just serving their time and all good. And
for those who are going to follow on to this broadcast, they're going to have a look at a video you did last week with Tony Noonan down there. Where's he? Mornington.
Mornington, on track, about 600 metres from the track. And
you'll broadcast that out on YouTube?
One of the old style trainers, I would put him, old as in techniques that Tony employ now wouldn't have changed from 30 years ago. And,
he's doing a good job.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gentlemen?
Absolutely. And I yesterday caught up with Danny O'Brien down at Bowen Heads.
He went down to Bowen Heads and he had a look at that Night of Thunder at Brad's. And then he went over and caught up with Danny O'Brien at Bowen Heads. Just briefly, tell us what were your impressions when you walked into Danny's farm at Bowen Heads, which I guess we've all heard about over the years, that he's got this lovely property down there near Bowen Heads. In your own words, how would you describe it?
From a horse's point of view, it's very natural. It's actually probably the highest point of anywhere at Bowen Heads, and I got blown off the paddock. We're trying to film one of our dandinos down there, but just you can see why the horses relax there. And I mean, it's still, like Danny said, he's still building on a lot of it. But yeah, just country environment, quiet.
How many acres?
I'm not too sure. He did say it in the little video that we'll put on next week.
And what sort of tracks has he got there?
He's got a sand track with the grass track around the outside of it. Yeah, it's a 2,000 metre track.
What does he use it for?
The what?
That setup.
Oh, 40 odd horses there.
Yep, spelling, training.
A lot of young ones, because he finds it's a great way to bring the young ones through. Some of the older horses that might want that quieter sort of environment, but yeah, he'll then a lot of the ones that get educated there will end up at Flemington, where he's got 60 boxes or 50 boxes.
Yep. It takes a few to 13th Beach.
13th Beach is straight over the hill. You can jump off his cliff into the 13th.
Right? So does he actually back onto the water?
It's like, yeah, stone's throw. Yeah,
really?
That's why when I was there filming, I couldn't hang on to my camera, and he said, yeah, it gets worse.
Really?
Yeah. So I can imagine that it'd be pretty cold during winter. But look, just yeah,
well sheltered,
I think it's typical of what a lot of trainers are looking for now. Just that relaxed, quieter atmosphere. Big complex, big like.
Spend a lot of money there.
Yeah, no, he's 2005. He's been there 14 years.
So would you be happy to have a horse trained there?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No
absolutely.
Doubt.
Yep.
And he's on fire, the boy, isn't he? What, he had 3 winners at Bendigo on Wednesday?
Yeah, and he said follow the filly. Just keep following the filly. I can't think of his name.
Who's the filly, Pete?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of the guineas, 1,000 guineas. He said, and if you when you watch the replay, it did it easy. So, Shine and Dandy is the name. Spitting image of his old man, which he is. That's who I looked at yesterday at Danny O'Brien's. And yeah, he liked him. He said he'll take time, but he's got the nice stayers, temperament and build, and just needs to grow into himself maturity-wise.
So he'll be home in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, Danny's another one that started off with Bart Cummings.
There goes our audience. Stop waving goodbye.
Going to pick up the kids. Yeah, he started off with Bart Cummings.
Oh, did he?
He said,
did I know that?
I don't know, but he said I couldn't have got a better grounding, and he just kept, building bridges from there. And obviously, Danny's had his run-ins with the constabularies, whatever you call it.
Tell you what, he can train though.
I think he
can train a sprinter and he can train a stayer.
He said he loves stayers. He said you can get the quicker types. They're there. They go. He just loves training stayers. And actually, I had to put the question to him about the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup, which I've done forever. He's already won a Cox Plate.
Yeah, Seamus Award.
Yeah, so obviously we just need to tick the other box. And I said, well, it'd be good to do it with a Dandino. So considering you think about that now, and I watch that race, and I get wild every time I watch that race now.
Dandino's race? Yeah? What, just not good enough?
Well, he must have thought there was another lap.
Who rode it?
Ryan Moore. Fancy bagging the best jockey in the world.
What did he say? Don't say that. He might be on our horse Sunday night with no hope.
Well, he was just like...
if he's watching it.
I think he had 2 behind him, didn't he? In the home straight.
Let's talk about it next week.
All right.
Let's not bag him out before the St Ledger.
He won't,
in case he's riding
he won't be understanding what I'm saying anyway. All right, we better get off. We've been going about an hour.
No, we haven't.
Haven't we? Crackerjack Lady report. She goes to trials next week too.
Very good.
And if anyone, Night of Thunder, back to Brad again, that colt's come along really, really nicely.
It's only 1.5% share left.
1.5% share, and there's about 4 people inquired. Best in, first in, best dressed.
Yep, that's just about a wrap, isn't it?
That'll do us, yep. Not giving a best bet or anything.
All right, well...
Sick of mozzing them.
No, Pete's no good at that. Out of those ones, I think, to be honest... we only got the 4 runners, is it?
Yeah.
I think Moneybags and Southern France will be the 2 for me. Melburnian would need to show me more. Factual Fable needs more ground, probably not up to this grade at this stage. Anyway, until next week, we're going to be glued to the TVs, not for the cricket.
No.
Tell me how we can win the toss and bat.
No, that's...
No idea.
Still drinking.
And why is Siddle in that side?
Well, I was going to can Mitch Mars, but he took 4 wickets.
Well... Mitch Mars, at least he can
Siddle
bowl.
took the first, didn't he?
No.
Yeah, he got what's her name out.
No.
Yeah.
I'll bet you 500.
No, he got the first
I
wicket.
bet you 500 and never got a wicket.
He got the first wicket.
Oh, fair income.
And then, yeah. Anyway, they're still drinking, I think. Tim Payne, all the good work he did, he let it go.
They all drop catches.
Why didn't they? You had to bat on that wicket.
You could not bowl, and you could not play Siddle and Marshall on the same side.
Batted the Poms out of the test.
Look at us go. We know about everything in sport in the world. But I should also say it was really sad to hear the passing of Danny Frawley during the week, Pete. Really tragic, wasn't it?
It's such a bubbly person outward, and it just shows you that, I think it was Are You OK Day yesterday. You just never know, do you? No. People have got hidden troubles. They don't, and they tend. I mean, not all of cases, but a lot of them, they hide it, and just makes you wonder what he was going through. It's just sad.
Just to be that bad, eh? But anyway, we all have to be positive and take care of each other going forward.
Yep.
On that sombre note, I'm Darren Dance, giving a cheerio to Troy Burke, who's obviously not driving his truck, and I'm with Peter Morganti at the Morganti Mansion. It's 1243 to 2600 Sturt Street, Ballarat. That's the length of the block. Until next week, enjoy your racing.
Drive me around the block. We've got Tony Noonan here at his Mornington stables, and that's the done deal colt that Tony's currently training. He's just come to the end of his first little prep, only here a week, but Tone, it's more about you, this interview. We'll wind it right back. The Noonan name, synonymous. Springs in the air and the girls are about.
Just a pony.
Working with horses. Yeah, your interest. How'd all that resonate in racing? Go back to the very early days.
Yeah, Pete, I, from about the age of 6, I can consciously remember wanting to be a trainer.
Yep.
My mother was heavily involved in racing in her side of the family. There was jockeys, trainers, bookmakers, everything. So, it was something that, that I always wanted to do. We had to go by different means to get there. I ended up being a school teacher at Assumption College in Kilmore, which was a boarding school, but that gave me not only the freedom to start off without the normal sort of pressure of not having any money. I was able to get a wage, and I enjoyed teaching.
Yep.
And there was a lot of skills from that helped me as far as developing a business. So we moved down here in 1990. I gave away teaching. We stepped down here with about 5 horses at the time. When I was teaching, I was training as well. And, we built it up to a business where we had at our peak 180 on the books and 100 in work. We had 100 in work for about 10 years. Yeah. With a stable here and at Caulfield, and we also set up a stable in Perth. Yeah. And, fortunate enough to train some really good horses over that period. Pia Vonick won a Group 1, she won the Manicato beaten Sunline. We've won we won stakes races in every state outside Tassie, got beaten twice in the Cup there and the Derby. But we've won group and listed races all through the country, lucky enough to take horses to Dubai. If someone had told me when I started that the journey would have been as good as it has been, it's been a dream. So we're at a stage now where we made a decision probably 3 years ago where I was getting tired, just getting to that 60 period, and built a business from nothing, and took a lot of energy, and just realised for us to be competitive we had to change our approach. So we decided we'd go smaller so I could enjoy it a bit more. So we're now at a stage where we have about 20 horses in work, which has been terrific. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
The journey, obviously a lot of characters along the way, and a lot of mentors, I suppose, and people that you would have picked their brains along the way. I know you mentioned Quinny Scott in one of our conversations, so there'll be a lot of chaps like Quinny along the way.
Oh, I've been blessed, Peter. You're only as good as the people you have around you. And I was lucky enough at an early age. Quinny was my first boss in Benalla. went up there when I was 18, deferred from uni. Quinny hadn't had much tertiary education in his life, but he'd had plenty of education with just life, and ended up being a great teacher, great master, and we're still, 35 years on, still great mates. So he was a tremendous influence as far as just even those initial stages, but from there, we would speak weekly, and there's a lot of things we toss up, talk a lot of, and but just been a terrific friend. And Mick Robins was another guy that Quinny introduced me to. I was about 35, 36 at that stage, and just starting to kick a goal, and met Mick. Mick had trained 2 Melbourne Cup winners, and just come back from Singapore, and was good enough to get him to come on. He's been a part of my life now the last 20, 25 years. So, without those 2 guys, I would never have got to achieve, really, because they were just good people around me that had experience and was able to tell me what I needed to know.
Beautiful. Here at Mornington, obviously not far from the track, just with your training regime, the beach and all that come into play?
Yeah, it does, Pete. We're lucky. We're perfectly located. We're 700 metres from the entrance to the track. We've got the beach facilities down at Balnarring.
Yeah.
We've got our own walker, our own pool, our own treadmill, and every horse has their own yard. So horses, in this better weather, they get out in the yard, spend most of their time in the yards, and then come in at night. So, the property's 5 acres. It's a beautiful property, always well shaded. We've got, good old trees around it. So it's been a terrific place to train out of.
As much as we're close to suburbia, just a quiet, peaceful nature. You hear the birds. Obviously, it's beautiful today here. It's just a fantastic environment for horses.
Yeah, well, it's God chose to live anywhere to be here, Pete. So,
not wrong.
But it's a good spot. Horses have always done very well here. Mornington's a very good training centre. It's never got the credit that it should get. It's got good testing sort of tracks. They're uphill. Every track, there's 6 tracks to work from. 5 of them have got the same contour. So horses get very used to. Our horses do well here at Sandown, Geelong, those places where they've got to dig a bit deeper.
Yeah.
They get fit here without putting a lot of pressure on them. And it's always been able to produce, we've never been disadvantaged by it. So, no, there was a period in my career where we looked at going to Flemington. I'm glad we didn't. I had 4 kids, still got 4 kids, still got 1 wife. And, as far as your own peace of mind, living down here was, just balanced the whole thing really well.
Yeah. Obviously a connection now with ATB. I know some of the owners in the Dundee Colt that was just here before have had horses with you before, and I think that's where the link started. But just nice to build an association with Darren and Liz Nance.
Oh, look, I met Darren obviously over a period of time at sales and things like that, and watched his growth and his success, which has been tremendous. Both him and Liz are obviously very passionate about what they do, and to be able to get a gig at this stage of my career with such a prominent group, I'm absolutely thrilled. And the young horse they've sent me is a lovely horse. Hopefully we can have good results with it, and build a good, strong association together.
Just back to family, you mentioned 4 kids. Obviously Jake, prominent in the game as well. He'd have a hands-on role here to some degree.
Yeah, we get him probably 2-3 times a week, which I think works perfectly. I'm from probably old school. I like jockeys involved. Yeah. I like them to be as confident as I am about the horses, and they're only going to get that with their own knowledge and involvement. So he rides a lot of work for us. We've got very good staff, but I like him, leading into races to be able to get on. He gets he's got a pretty good idea how I train.
Yeah.
And so, no, it's been another advantage, I think, for our stable, and a lot of enjoyment for me, and I think the clients, to watch that growth of a young bloke, and, he's going really well. So, no, we're in a good spot at the moment. We just need some more group horses, and hopefully we've got some just around the corner.
That's the aim, Tone. Obviously, Jake actually cracked the code, one of Mick Price's for us there. I know he's asked Darren a few times, how come I'm not back in the saddle, but
Yeah, look, just to wind it up now, obviously, you know, we've got the sprinting type, middle distance types and staying types. Any preference for the horse that you know, to train?
Oh, look, if I had a preference, probably those horses that get a trip. Like I had good horses in Show No Motion. Piavonic was a sprinter. You know, I've been able to. Good trainers can train most horses. I'd like to think we're in that category. But I've got a real love for those horses that get a trip and get to, you know, those good races, time-honoured races. So that would probably be my preference, but I like the fast ones, Pete.
Yeah, we all like the fast ones, don't
Yeah.
Just to round it up, obviously we've probably touched on the staying type. We've got the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup. If you could only get one.
Yeah, Cox Plate.
Cox Plate.
Always
yeah.
wanted to win a Cox Plate. I think it's, you know, it's the race. I know the Melbourne Cup draws a lot of attention, but I think the Cox Plate is just a tremendous race. And I grew up in that area, so there's not many I've missed. I've seen a lot of champions go around in that race, so if we had one that good, it'd be a pretty good party after, Pete.
Wouldn't it be nice if we can come back and look at this video and the little done deal that was here before is that Cox Plate winner? There'd be a big party.
That's
Tony.
what keeps us going.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
just you never know. I haven't trained a Cox Plate. Haven't had a runner in the Cox Plate. I've had a couple of runners in the Melbourne Cup. Haven't had one good enough. So, but while we're breathing and while we've got the energy and enthusiasm, we'll keep aiming at it. And I'd love to win one.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time, Tony.
Good on you, Peter.